Oh, it's you again.
Hi.
I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Cabotsaurus Rex, and tonight we're going to be changing things up a little bit and playing some Slay the Princess. So, if you're appreciating the moderately more than mediocre content, do me a huge favor, chain the like button up to the wall and sever the head of the subscribe button. With that being done, we're going to get started. Alright. So, there's no game to load. So we're going to do a new game. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Will it though?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
This is a very good question. How can a princess locked away in a basement be the end of the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Are you sure though? Yeah, I would like some empirical evidence.
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin.
So,
Why
that's
would
not
you be
evidence.
here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
Maybe I like the woods.
You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
But maybe I was journeying towards somewhere else. Wow, this is a long... There's a lot of conversation. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked
While
up?
I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
I don't know. I would be pretty perturbed myself.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okay.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
But how do you know?
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Don't do it. Thank you, Jojo. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though. Just
Does it?
killing people in
Are you
general.
a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
A princess could too. Can someone else do this?
That were the case, but I don't make the rules.
Are you sure?
I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
We're just gonna turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Yes, I do.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Who are you?
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
It looks so cozy. Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Yes.
It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Is this your ex-girlfriend or something? Jeez.
Your silence is deafening.
Good.
But fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
But what if that's just you? Oh yeah, well I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again, in fact, I'm just going to keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
Well, if the world ends, there won't be anyone who ever will live, so...
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Yeah, it's you doing this, isn't it?
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
How very interesting.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you?
Yep.
It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Yep.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
No, it wouldn't be certain death. I'm sure I could get out of the forest. You can only walk into the forest halfway, after all. After that, you're walking out.
You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh, the stranger.
You're on a path in the woods.
There's
and
a
at the end
wall.
of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Oh, look at that. Interesting. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin.
A warning.
Look at this
Before you go any
wall.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
That is a heck of a wall.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Maybe.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind. The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Pristine.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window.
Oh, I like that idea.
It's a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway.
I mean, he's got a
No,
point.
we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple
but if it's
and
a
straightforward premise?
princess, like, she can't be that dangerous, right?
You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
That is a very
Nothing,
good question.
because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if
Shots
you don't mind.
fired.
Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine.
We sure about that?
Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
We're gonna approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror
You
clean.
reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know
That
how
is
ridiculous you look right now.
That is a bird foot.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Okay, let's see. Going to take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Alright.
It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
What?
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Hold the blade
Switch
the other
your
way.
grip on the blade. Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Throw it out the window!
Yes! Do it! Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it.
Amazing.
We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends? Oh well. If the princess wasn't going to do it, the heat death of the universe was going to come for it eventually.
Amazing.
I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon. What's done is done. Good luck, hero. The door to the basement creaks
dear.
open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong. And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
Well, that's fun.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, A disquieting collage of tone and personality drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to... No.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Take the soft stairs to the right.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern you might slip or tumble or lose your way. But the further you go, the deeper you sink in. First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight.
Oh.
The softness threatens
Nap
to swallow
time.
you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence. It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought.
That's blurry.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you okay?
Huh.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now. But I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah. Let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until...
Oh, this is neat.
Until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Oh no. Let's try and free her.
That's not right. Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands.
Oh
but it
my.
lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world, the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others,
they just don't fit.
we can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Oh no.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Womp womp.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
I'll do my best. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your reply. She's gone, replaced with something
gone.
else.
Where did she go? Should we try and
Interesting.
find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? You're right.
I don't
She's
know where she went.
gone. It's just
Don't know
us
her-
and that
Don't know how to find her.
awful thing. Then what the hell are we supposed to do?
The narrator's gone.
Does that mean the world ended?
Maybe.
Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Look in the mirror?
Something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No. Don't do that.
We approach the mirror.
Don't do this.
The mirror never scared you
It's
before.
different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
Put that poor conglomerate to rest. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. Oh my. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. We're at the cabin. Oh.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me.
Mm-hmm.
We
Okay.
are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
Is this the end of the
How
world?
can the world have ended if we are talking?
Good question. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
So I've been here before. Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
You know, sometimes it kind of does. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you. I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Okay, so what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more pieces?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Okay, and what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Okay. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
That sounds uncomfortable. I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
How about we wait forever?
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
It just closed the game. Oh, that's so cool. All right, then. Well.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
And, okay.
She
Make me
asks
forget.
that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. All right, then. Interesting.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here.
You can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or RI on your control. Okay. Let's just silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way. A warning. She will lie. We're not going to go. Ignore him.
Excuse me.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade.
Let's just enter the basement.
The door
Forget
to the
the blade.
basement. Don't.
Let's just continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon.
Oh, I don't want to
but
grab
you
the
may
weapon.
Still be able to. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Okay.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused.
No.
There's a lot riding on you here.
I refuse. Focus
Do you
is
think
not
you
my
can get me out of
friend.
these chains?
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nah.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the prince.
Oh. We're gonna return. Whoa, whoa.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
I mean, depending on how long you're trapped, there are animals that'll willingly give up like a paw or a leg just to get free. So, you know, they don't die.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
See? Exactly.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Rude.
Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here!
Shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
We're gonna save the princess?
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the
Oh,
blade against
no.
the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's
No,
arm.
thank you.
You cut into her flesh.
Blech.
The blade is sharp,
Ah.
and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her
Oh.
arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
You may want to cauterize that.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
That is very sinister.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
Oh.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
Wait, look at those claws. He doesn't even need a blade. Look.
For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have
This
literally
narrator.
doomed everyone.
This narrator is kind of a dick.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
Aw.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Aw. The damsel.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of your
Let's just go to the cabin.
A warning. She will... Forget he said it. But he is a
Oh.
villain. He made our
Oh, a
beloved
new voice.
brutally take our life last time. He is trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love. Last time? What are you
Oh,
talking
dear.
about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
But I don't want it. Focus is my enemy.
The interior of the
Oh,
cabin
dear.
is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on
That's
the wall.
because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am.
That's a great idea. We shouldn't waste time preening. If he is lying about the mirror, I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror.
But there is.
Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do? It's
I'm gonna wipe it clean.
Reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Yes, yes.
But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Okay, so definitely some kind of bird-like creature.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls.
Interesting.
The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
I don't know about that.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
She's so cute.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
Oh, I'm dashing. Oh.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Yes.
Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you?
Yes.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion.
Are we sure?
I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever.
Yes, we can.
Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Are we sure? He could be lying to us about the end of the world.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If
Like
she
the
actually
lady she
ended a
is.
world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
What does she eat down here, by the way? Has someone been feeding her?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
There we
Another
go.
version of me was pushed to such drastic...
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that
Oh my
matters.
gosh. It's like an anime character.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has
She's
someone like
perfect.
him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Let's just
No.
rescue her.
I can't let you. You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Oh dear.
You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
Yes. Yes, you do.
I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess
You're not trying to
jumps
kill
up
me
and
this
smothers
time.
you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade
Bobs.
would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
The power of friendship.
What do we do now?
What do you want
Let
to
me
do?
guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants.
Aw.
You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Oh, nope, nope. Gonna return. I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
She
Oh.
can't just want to make us happy.
Oh. the music.
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
Oh no. What would make
I
you
just
happy?
wanna make you happy.
Oh my god, she's turning chibi. What?
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
Oh my. Okay. Yeah, I have to want something more than just making me happy.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
This isn't right. I don't
Oh,
know what's going on.
excuse
But this
me.
isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
There must be something you
I
want.
just want to make you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
Oh dear. Well,
Is that a...
we're just gonna approach the mirror,
Yes.
gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again, but the mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. You're slimy! You've grown. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. We're at the cabin. We approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Do you have any thoughts on this
This
vessel?
one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Oh, that's... Oh, I don't like that one. When all this is done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was.
Isn't that true of all of us, though?
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed,
Okay.
but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you. I'm sorry.
Speaking in
Words
riddles.
are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions.
One speaks in riddles and one speaks
The
in
vessels
rhymes.
you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but they are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and you are something more than that, too. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before.
Interesting.
I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Okay. You know what? We're gonna save it right there. Then let's do this. You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean.
Ah,
beyond your sight.
interesting.
We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Interesting indeed. Alright, then I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Okay. One more.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here.
I wanted off a
That's
monarch.
the spirit.
Well, I wanted off a monarch.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess. A warning. She will lie. We're not going to ignore him. The interior of the blade.
Take the blade.
The door to the basement creaked. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you.
Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy... She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Hi, pups. Always such good boys. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Okay.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just... Don't you dare. It's fine. We can...
We're gonna drop it.
The blade tumbles out.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Indeed. It's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
I've been told things, but I'm not sure I want to what to believe.
Believe me.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just
true.
the dynamic of our situation.
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
No. You're apparently gonna end the world? What if we lie?
You're lying.
How does she know that?
Don't think that just because I'm the one in chains, it means you have a right to interrogate me.
Ooh, she's feisty. Okay, we talked enough.
Oh, have you decided?
You know.
We're gonna slay the princess?
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your... A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sight. It feels like you've been hit with a sled. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more,
Ooh.
each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
We're gonna finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted.
This is
You
interesting.
probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
Whoops.
The two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun.
I wouldn't consider that fun, but okay.
Princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Nope. Oh. Keep hitting that right mouse
But you
button.
don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
And you die. The adversary.
You're on a path. You're here.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie. Lie. Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstance the princess will do and say. Crystal, let's just get on with it all.
Ooh, we got a stubborn one.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
Okay, let's just
No
enter the
knife this
basement.
time. Right then, fisticuffs it is. Probably more fair to her anyway.
Fisticuffs.
Wouldn't want to feel like we cheated our way to a win. As long as you can still get the job done. And don't forget that the blade is waiting for you upstairs if you happen to change your mind.
Okay.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost
Oh, that's fun.
sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would her fierce voice carries.
Is that another challenger? Finally.
Ooh.
It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not as you descend the final step.
Oh my.
The form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again.
Hi.
I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. But no little knife this time, huh? No. I hope you're not just here to chat. I've been itching for a rematch.
Let's see. Run away. I don't know what happened to you since last time we met, but I am not fighting a giant demon lady. Bye.
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
As you step towards the stairs, you hear the heavy creak of straining metal, and then a snap. She's loose. You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Run like hell.
You do your best to scramble up the stairs before the prince. You practically feel her steamy breath on the back of your neck, but you manage, just barely, to throw yourself over the threshold and slam the heavy stone doors behind you. You're safe, if only for a moment. The blade. Take the blade. Are you sure about that?
Yep.
Do you think this door is enough to hold me? You're not getting out of this. I don't care how many things I have to break. I'm getting the fight I want.
The entire cabin shakes as the princess throws herself against the basement
She
door.
is fiery.
It's huge and made of stone. We're fine. Right?
If we had a weapon, we'd be fine.
Yes, you should probably pick up the blade. I know, I'd feel a lot safer before you can act.
Ooh.
Another impact shakes the cabin.
She comes.
The doors explode outwards, shards of stone clattering against the walls as the princess emerges.
I like
from the
this look for her,
basement.
though. I like the look.
After everything we've been through, I can't believe this is going to end with you cowering in a corner. You're pathetic.
We're doomed. In a fit of violence, the princess explodes across the room and closes the gap between you. She is merciless. With every blow comes a bloom of fresh pain, igniting nerves you didn't know you even had. Your skin bruising and splitting and bleeding as her fists rain down relentlessly. Thankfully, you won't have to bear this agony much longer.
I hate this.
With your body a shapeless pulp, her fingers wrap around what's left of your neck.
You disgust me.
You hear a snap. Then everything goes dark.
Ooh.
And you die.
The fury. Ooh.
You're on a path.
Oh
in the
my.
woods, and at the end of that path, all right, change of plans. We're taking the blade this time, and we're not hiding upstairs.
Who cares about the blade? If we had a chance
no.
against her, we already missed it, didn't we?
We've seen her bleed. Whatever she is, she started out mortal, which means she probably is still mortal, which means we can win. We just didn't take things seriously enough last time.
If that's what you want,
Why is
then
this all
fine.
goopy?
Enjoy being beaten to death again and again and again.
You're stuck here with us too. For all you know, we'll never get to leave this place until we get it right. Well, this is just great. Yeah.
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
That's a
Yeah.
good point. Everything here is a little off. Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted. So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to... Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs.
Okay. We're just gonna squish to the cabin.
We're all on the... It isn't long before you find yourself... That's it. No final... I'd rather not waste any more time. That's fine by me.
Okay, itching for a rematch again.
The interior of the cabin
Oh
is
my
a place that
God.
feels long forgotten.
Ooh.
There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, but that is how it was.
Look at the mirror.
Now there is a... That's horrible. It doesn't matter. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal. A pristine blade is your implement.
It's that mirror again, and it's blocking
Mirror?
the door.
There is no... There's the pedestal, the blade sitting on the pedestal, just to tell us where the door is. I'd like to get back to fighting, and if you want us to kill her so bad, I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I... What are you trying to say?
He thinks we've lost it. That we're succumbing to madness, that something...
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing. It's in our way.
Okay, take the blade.
Good. Nothing. You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. It's a bit grimy. Wait, what? Clean? Are you still... No, we can't doubt our eyes like that. It has to... Let's just smash it and get it over with. We won't be able to see what's in there. You do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how...
Smash it!
Bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim
Well.
path ahead.
Smashing it did nothing.
Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. The high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls
Lovely.
ripped with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides.
Oh, tasty.
You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic.
The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence. The metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lifts her voice, a bellowing rage roars up the stairs.
And so you've returned. Do you intend to cower and hide again? Or have you finally decided to try and kill me? I think you'll find it won't be so simple.
I love this voice actor.
Changed. The way your body broke and bled against the walls of this temple, it woke something in me. That wasn't a fight. It was something worse. I'm something worse now. Why don't you come down and see what you've made of me?
But I don't want to see what we made. Can't we just give up?
We can. You're just a quitter. I want to see.
Alright, let's keep going.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
What can we even do against someone like her? She has such power, such beauty.
Stop that. We can win. We just have to lose our fear.
Slay the princess.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow.
It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful
Yes.
glory.
With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
Womp womp.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
We may want to pick some of this back up. Huh. True to her word, you did not die by her hand, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory
She's gone.
returns.
Where did
There's that mirror.
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean?
This is what we all deserve.
Screw that!
Let's approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Oh! You've withered. Tasty. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. We're at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
It doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and tells me new secrets.
Do you know what happens when we leave the worlds
My
behind?
perspectives are
The worlds
shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
So you don't have any preferences on how you would like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
All right.
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die.
You're on a path.
All right. And then we're going to leave it right there. Ooh, that took a little longer than I expected. This is fun. Ooh, it's a little creepy, a little spooky. Very tragic love story. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this this tragedy. Remember, you are loved, you are important, and your feelings are valid. And I will catch you guys for the next adventure. Bye-bye!